Good evening everyone and welcome to Global Hub Racing's GT3 Championship. It is round one, it's the inaugural weekend here of the GT Sport Championship. I'm thrilled to be bringing you the action once again here tonight. If you don't know who I am, of course, I'm GT3. I will be your one of your commentators this evening if Bullboy's not going to be racing, which I think will be more likely at the minute with the attendance that we've got. But it is the Pro-Am category. I am, of course, GT3, like I've just said. And let me tell you as who is out on track so far, as I can't go on board with anyone because somebody's in the pits. Which is absolutely brilliant. My connection okay? Because you're not here. All good so far? Good. No, it's just because you went quiet. I was thinking, oh shit, here we go again.
That's alright.
Ah, Deneen's joined, there we go, so there's another driver in. Oh, Stephen has joined as well, so we are up to 12 tonight. I've messaged Toad, not sure where he is. We should be starting in around 2 minutes time, given that we don't have anyone running late, of course. There's no comments in the comment section. Oh, there is one comment in the comment section, that is Hairraiser. Saying good luck to everyone. MFD, Mr. V12 man's friend, in the comment section already. Hopefully he has got his pizza at the ready, popcorn, whatever he's going to be having as his treat tonight. I've got some Walker's cheese and onion crisps for the break, which will happen after this race. But with a minute to go until the scheduled start, apparently there's already a yellow flag in IndyCar. Is that because of the rain? Yeah, I think it's thingy. He doesn't have a livery, is that okay? Says Deneen. Yes! And if anybody is running a different number, by the way, tonight, I'll message you in private to get that changed after this week. Because I will be very lenient, because it's the first week, people might not know their numbers and stuff like that. I'm going to be very lenient and say that the numbers I'm absolutely fine with for this week. Of course, we'll be joined by Mr. F6, but sadly, he is pulled out last minute out of this GT Sport Championship. And this is because of technical difficulties surrounding his wheel, I have heard. Of course, he would have been a lively contender in Pro Series, which you'll be seeing at 7:15. In the meantime, though, I am going to edit the event settings. I am going to change the weather, and I am going to change the event settings. Do not go out on track. Do not go out on track, because we are starting now. Dead on 6 o'clock, and we should be finished for around about 7. This will be fantastic. 10-minute break, we should get started by 7:20, I would imagine, for Pro Series. Don't head out on track just yet. I know there's people just waiting. They're going to be waiting to go on track here. You watch. You watch. Deneen Boudet coming in. It's not the start of qualifying yet. I'm going to change it back. Don't worry. Don't worry. Goodness me. Change event settings. There we go. There we go. Oh, I need to put in a message. Lolhead saying he wants a 3:59. Well, we'll have a look about that. Just putting a message because obviously I am I'm doing double duty here, streaming and bloody running the lobby as well. There we go. Right, people entering out to the track. Hopefully there's no pit lane glitches or anything. That is... let me just get my spectator options up. Let me mute you guys as well in just a couple of seconds. And already Boudet has taken the wrong pit lane. He has taken the wrong pit lane. How, I don't know. How is that possible? That has been... he's been given a 5:10 slowdown for that as well. At least the slowdowns are in operation tonight, which is very good indeed. But we have now started the action. So good luck to Bullboy, good luck to V12 Man who are in the party. If it's a Lamborghini Huracan, yes, you're in the right car.
Okay.
Let me just have a check.
Your Tesco sponsors.
Let me just have a check. Yeah, you had you've got a to be confirmed next to your name, so really any car. Oh, V12 Man, who's that? Sorry, I got no ID as well. I'll mute you guys. Nothing like the sight of 4 GTA 4 cars going down the straight there. And good luck to everyone, of course. That is out on track tonight. But we are the first minute and 15 seconds into this session. Of course, no lap's going to be set this time around because this is just the drivers' out laps at the minute, and they're running down the Mulsanne straight at this stage. With Lawhead currently on board with, he is first out on track, and he's in the Audi R8. Let me take you through then the field for the Pro Series race, for the Pro-Am Series race. Again, jumping ahead of myself there. For the Pro-Am Series race taking place tonight, right now, is qualifying for 15 minutes, and then after 15 minutes, everyone will finish their laps, and then we'll get going for the 40-minute race, which will unfold out on track. So we've got Lawhead in the Audi R8. He's teaming up with Billy this week, or this season I should say. Former SSR members on the front on his plate there, looking quite nice. Boudet, you know Boudet if you've been a fan of FRL GT Sport in the past. Boudet, of course, the Belgian, going to be competing in the Dodge Viper. His teammate is David, who's just a couple of car lengths behind him out on track. Kyle for LK Racing, he's teaming up with Sorry I Got No ID. Now there has been a bit of a change here with Kyle going to Pro-Am instead of Pro. We originally placed him into Pro, however he feels that his pace is not good enough for Pro, which is totally understandable, so I've done a clear swap with him and Yera. I'll check Billy if he's lagging in just a second, but Kyle obviously going to be in Pro-Am this season and not Pro as, let me just clarify that. So David in the other Dodge, running a bit of rainbow style going on the side of the car there, looking quite nice. Dumlios in the BMW M6, out on track. Again, Finn driver from FRL GT Sport. There's Bullboy. Oh, and Bullboy's taken off an excursion there at Indianapolis, which is not bad. Mushalot in beautiful livery car and quite striking back end there on the LK Racing cars. Hashtag RIP Nicky Lauda at the forefront of that team. And fantastic to see a tribute being paid to Nicky Lauda. Billy currently not lagging. I'll see him down the straight though. He's teaming up, of course, with the Lawheads in a different coloured livery to Lawheads. But Billy not lagging at the minute, I can confirm. Oh, sorry, I got no ID. Has crashed a little bit. Oh, Stephen is there in the Mercedes. Got GHR Racing on the back. V12 Man running a similar style livery to Stephen Jelly in British Touring Cars. And quite nice there. Of course, another member of the LK Racing team here. V12 Man is lagging a lot. And there, sorry, we've got no ID. And Deneen is the final driver there. We have got drivers now out on track and out on a lap. So let's start with Lawheads, who is coming through turns 1 and 2 right now through the left and right chicane. On the run through Porsche curves into the Mulsanne straight, which will be the next section he goes on to. Looking quite nice. First sector split, of course, is here. There are 7 sector splits, I should say, round here. Lawheads going round nicely. 35.4, I had that as thing. I'm just going to go blue screen for 2 seconds because I'm going to put my notifications on mute so I don't get any messages there. Back to the action we go, and Lawheads running down the straight, the Brit driver. We're already 5 minutes through the session, so 1/3 of qualifying has been completed. Of course, when we get through 7.5 minutes, of course, it will be halfway through qualifying on this. But Lawhead's going quite strongly here, running down the Mulsanne straight, reaching the first chicane, just losing under braking there slightly, the back end of the car, but looking quite nice. Boudet as well, just following them in behind, but let's focus on Lawheads for now. That was the 2nd sector split, not sure what he had through there. His outlap, by the way, was a 4:05.4, so in relation to that, he should be going 5-6 seconds quicker, I would imagine, on this lap. Of course, the tyres are taking a bit of a hit now because the tyre wear on 4 times degradation, fuel on 3 times degradation tonight. And I will just confirm that we are all on the right tyres because I don't want to be, I just want to be checking here that I've got everything right. We've got on the tyres. I have got everything right with the tyres, which is great. Back to the action. Just second thinking myself here. The Lawhead running down toward the end of the Mulsanne straight into the right-hander and then run down another straight towards Indianapolis. So Lawhead's reaching the end of the Mulsanne into the right-hander. It takes a very deep line. There is a bollard there on the inside of the track, so somebody will surely get rid of that. Lawhead's, oh, it looks like Boudet is going quicker at this stage in behind him. Kyle in behind as well, going nicely in the Aston. The Lawheads run down towards Indianapolis. Ascari, goodness me. Thinking of Italy there. The Lawheads, of course, some of these cars do have 6-speed gearboxes. The majority of these cars you're seeing out on track do have 6-speed gearboxes, as opposed to 5-speed gearboxes. A couple of them do, but I'm not sure which ones. Lawheads picks up a 5/10 slowdown there. If you do catch that curve, it does tend to give you a bit of a slowdown penalty. So it's not really that great for any of the drivers that decide to do that. One avoiding action will be totally just to miss the curb out and then brake as soon as you exit the corner, just before Indianapolis. That's a bit of a top tip from my end there. Well, Boudet's gone about 3 seconds quicker here than Lawheads at the minute. Lawheads, of course, still got to serve that 5/10 slowdown penalty, the Brit driver. One of our newest recruits to Global Hub Racing here, of course. And now running through the curves. Reaching, that was sector 6 split, and around 325 through there. Not looking too shabby at all as we come through the left into where they won't be pitting, of course. They'll be pitting. For race strategy, in terms of race strategy, it should be about 4-5 laps, I think, before pitting. So 16 minutes to 20 minutes, I would say, roughly on laps. And I would say sub 4-minute laps are quite likely. Lawhead's around the final corner, looking for 3:59. Is he going to score it? No, it's a 4:07, and Boudet already betters that with a 3:57.9. Looking very good, and Kyle only 900ths off him with a 3:58 flat, so very nice lap there by Kyle. Boudet opting to take the alternative pit line there. That is definitely not the pit lane. Just to confirm, Boudet, if you are watching. David has set a 4.2.5. Dumnios has invalidated. Oh no, he's coming around the final corner now. The Finn coming across the line. Sets 4.11.8. Ballboy struggling in behind. This is going to be a competitive lap though from Ballboy. He's made quite a few mistakes, I think, on the way around, but it's a 4.3.2. Quite respectable lap from one of our reserves. Mushalot now coming around the final corner for LK Racing. Coming across the line. Just goes slower than Ballboy by 0.3 per second with a 4.3.6. We are more than halfway through qualifying. B12 man now coming across the line, going to be well quicker than the two guys we've just seen. Goes 4th ahead of David by 0.2. Deneen now pushes him back, and Lawheads still in 3rd. But Boudet, Kyle setting the pace at the minute in qualifying, and of course these guys will have, I think, another 2 laps or so to do. Looking on board then with Stephen. Sorry, I got no ID, just in behind him out on track as well. Another one of our reserves filling spaces tonight. Stephen taking it nice and steadily through the final corner. Messing up slightly, sorry, got no ID, going slower than him in behind. So he's had quite a wild qualifying section. They go 11th and 12th quite respectively. 32 seconds off the pace, 25. Of course, no testing sessions here tonight for either of these guys. They will tend to struggle, I think, these two this season. But, of course, a little bit the learning curve. All part of the learning curve here in Global Hub Racing. Oh, right, I need to sort out something. Here we go. Hang on a minute. Right, there we go. I was just sorting out a driver there who was requiring some assistance. But Buddha, I'm going to check on board with your comments then on this inaugural day of GT3s. K&K Dot. Did you not see my message in Discord why I'm not racing today? I have seen your message, Pelly. Thank you very much for putting that in. I have seen it. The Porsche curves are the ones before the final 2 chicanes. Thank you. I've been calling the Porsche curves those curves pretty much since I started commentating, so I'm glad somebody is putting me right before we continue this. Corners after the Dunlop chicane are the S's. Right. Fantastic. I will definitely keep that in mind, because you don't want to be getting fake news on your feed now, do you? Goodness me. Anyways, I've just got to sort out something again. We are about roughly 3 minutes away from the end of qualifying session at the minute. Kyle on top, with Boudet just in front of him with 900s. A gap. Lolhead's looking like he might improve here in the Audi. Let's see what he can do in the next sector. 6.9 seconds down. He's not improving on this lap at all. Oh. Yeah, I've just got to do something quickly on Twitter and add somebody into the Discord. Let me confirm this. You just give me 2 seconds. I do apologise. I'm trying to give as much leeway as possible for thingy. There we go. Right, if he adds me, he can Right, let's add him in. Do apologise once again, guys, about the lack of commentary that's going on at the minute. I've just got to invite somebody here to the Discord. There we go. He's got the invite. There we go, all sorted. Alright, lass. Lolhead's coming out. Of course, these guys aren't going to have... if they're pitting now, they're not going to really have any sort of laps here tonight, which is quite strange, but... There we go. Keelan's just came online. Of course, one of our pro drivers. He will be ecstatic at the news, I think, that Mr. Echo Foxtrot is not going to be racing. But of course, their GT3 test session battle was something to savour. Danine just coming around the final corner, by the way. He's not improving at all. Quite a few of these guys have decided to pit. Or decided to back off their laps to go for final set on the laps. Let's have a look at old Stephen and Sorry, I've got no idea, because these two might improve here. I think they're the only two that can improve on this stint at the minute of the laps. Dominios came into the pits as well. And Dominios has actually left on track. Nicholas Call has joined. You can leave the session, my son, because you're not in here. I do apologise about this. There we go. He's not in the league, so... why would you have somebody in the league that joins your sessions? I mean, come on. Well, Stephen, by the way, has improved for 17.5, so an improvement there. So I got no ID, struggling through the final 2 corners. Of course, one mic, one wheel on the back rear wing of all the LK racing cars tonight with their livery. Some opting to run for the RIP Nicky Lauda livery, some opting not. But check out that one mic, one wheel podcast. It is on Spotify. There's a very interesting one on there with Jess Games 95, which mentions about gender stereotyping women in esports. Really good insight if you do want to have a look at that. In the meantime, somebody has just gone ahead, have they? I thought somebody improved there, but might be wrong. Might be wrong there, but Kyle's on a lap at the minute. As I'm going to put in a message saying qualifying has ended, please finish your current laps. You just bear with me for a second. It's very hard doing 2 things at once here tonight. Well, 3 things. Typing, streaming and commentating at the same time. But we are pretty much ending qualifying now. There we go, that's all sorted. So qualifying has now ended, 15 minutes up like a flash. And I'm going to check on board with the comment section once again here tonight. Yeah, Kyle not in Pro, he is in Pro-Am. I know Lawheads is on your out lap, but it is your current lap. It is your current lap. Kyle around the final corner. Is he improving ahead of Bude? No improvement done by Kyle. Pulls off to the side in the background there. So no improvement there by LK's founder. I'm just ending off that message. Dear me, Lolhead's now coming around the final corner. Obviously these guys... Yeah, Lolhead has got the idea. For these new guys, obviously they're going to be struggling. V12 I'm running quite wide there in the Stephen Jelly liveried BMW. Picks up a 510 slow down penalty for his actions there. But, oh, he is lagging quite a lot actually. We are going to get started pretty soon here in Circuit de la Sarthe. V12 coming across the line, improves with a 4.1.2, goes 5/10 behind the Lolheads. Denis now rounding the final corner, not improving here, the Irishman. There's a car behind him, David not improving. Ballboy is on an out lap, he'll be finishing that off. Mushalot comes across the line and improves by a 1/10 of a second. Dumlios on an out lap. Oh, Stephen and Sorrow got no idea. The only two really are that are on laps at this stage. And Stephen taking it nice and cautiously. 4:17.5 to beat at the minute. Now he's coming through the Porsche curves. I'll get that right now. He's coming through the Porsche curves. Well, Stephen, 90.6 seconds off the pace. He, you could say he is a reserve for a reason. But, of course, we like to give every driver an opportunity to shine here in Global Hub Racing. Sorry, I got no ID behind him. Looks like he's going quicker, and he's going quicker by an absolute mile here. So, sorry, got no ID. Saving his best lap to last, it seems. He might have a 2.1 second slowdown penalty, but he is going to be coming around the final two corners now. Well, the final two chicanes now, just losing the back end slightly. Now through the final corner, cuts it slightly. Let's have that slow down before he comes across the line. I've got old Stephen to help him. Sorry, got no ID. Goes up to 10th ahead of Dumlios with that lap, including the penalties. Being set that 4.7.2. Everyone has pretty much pulled off to the side, I think. Yeah, everyone has now stopped. Dumlios not improving there. He's on an out lap. So I'm going to exit, and I'm going to now start the... Right, there we go. Oh, nearly didn't get there in the end. Everyone's out on track, which is good to see. 12 drivers on track here tonight. Great attendance for the first race here in Pro-Am. GT3 Championship is underway. Good start there by Kyle, and Lolhead's getting a very good start from the line, but Bude's going to have the run into turn one and leads the way on the run down. V12 on lagging quite profusely in fourth, and that is going to be a major problem to some of the guys in behind. But Bude, Kyle, Lolheads into turns 2 and 3, all going clean. David tries to nick it up the inside of Ballboy. Everyone keeping it clean though, which is good to see. Early on, V12 man just running wide, might be down to his connection that he's ran wide there, but a group of 3, Bude, Kyle, Lolheads already begin to pull away through the first 30 seconds. Through the S's they go, and Bude now getting a 5/10 gap out to Kyle. Lolheads in third. Ballboy's made a good start from fourth. There's been a little bit of contact, I think, in the background. Somebody has spun off in the background. It's Dumlios and Billy that have had contact. But running down the Muldoon straight for the first time, Lolheads having a bit of trouble with a 1 second penalty. But Bude and Kyle running side by side they go now, down into the Muldoon straight and into the first chicane. We go side by side with them now, and Bude's just got that nose in front of the dodge. Kyle now trying to get the inside line into the first chicane. He'll back off quite nicely. Oh, and there's contact. Kyle backs up into Bude, and there is contact coming across the chicane. That's going to put Lolheads into the lead. Bude has had to be reset to track, I think, there as well. So now Lolheads takes the lead of the race. Drama at the first chicane on the Muldoon straight. Lolheads leading, Ballboy second, David in third. Kyle has rejoined in fourth. He's got V12 man running side by side and lagging quite a lot. But Kyle, can he recover the position? He's only 1.7 seconds off the lead, and thank God he's got 40 minutes to go in this race, or 38 minutes to go in this race. Boudet in behind after that contact, getting reset the track. He's got Deneen side by side with him. V12 man lagging a hell of a lot, and I'm going to warn him out on track now. I do apologise for the break in action, but I'm going to have to... There we go, I've warned him. And Ballboy and Dave are going side by side for the lead. Ballboy is into the lead of the race. Ballboy into the lead of the race. David will try and get him down the switchback. Not quite. Lowheads is on the back end of these two as well. And we're going to go as V12 man runs wide into the gravel there in the background. We've got Sorry Got No ID going slightly wide, as well as I think that was Mushalot running around in the background. But Ballboy leading at the minute. David second, Lowheads third. Kyle is already on the back end of these as V12 man. His connection has improved slightly, which is good to see. Boudet and Deneen running in behind as well. But it is all between these top three at the minute. Ballboy, David, and David trying to go around the outside. There's a bit of contact. Ballboy losing the back end there. He'll get up a penalty, I think. I think David might pick up a penalty as well. It's now all about Lowheads going around the outside on the exit of Indianapolis into the right-hander, trying to get it done. Not quite. But David and Lowheads at the minute. Very tight, close racing. Deneen just running wide in the background there. But David hanging on in there. From Lowheads, Kyle. Ballboy, who was first going into Indianapolis, now down to fourth and got a 10th slowdown penalty. V12 man in fifth. Some of the big contenders, like Boudet, he's down in seventh. Mushalot as well down in ninth. I thought could have done quite well, as Lowheads has taken the lead going into the Porsche curves. Lowheads has got that move done. Kyle has gone past David as well. Ballboy has served up that slowdown penalty, which is good to see. But coming towards the end of lap one, it is Lowheads who leads, Kyle in second, David in third, Ballboy fourth, V12 man in fifth. These position changes might happen again. Lowheads just having a little bit of contact with Kyle, just brushing a little bit. Be careful, guys, be careful. We don't want any contact, of course. As David tries to see it up the inside of Lowheads, never going to work. He's going to serve his slowdown penalty slightly. He gives Kyle right of way going through the final chicane. He'll get the run off the corner though, and David will have the run. But Lowheads leads at the end of lap one. Kyle and David going side by side in second. Somebody's off in the background. That's Sorry I Got No ID, I think. That is off in the background. David now on the inside line of Kyle going through turn one. As frame drop just goes slightly. Kyle down the inside line gets the car stopped and looking nice. David picking up a 2.2 second penalty, and Deneen has gone off track there in the background. The Irishman just going off. He's got Mushalot now behind him. Lowheads leading though. Kyle in second, 3/10 off him. David with a 2.7 second slow down at the minute, but it is Lowheads dominating, but he's run wide. Lowheads has run wide and it's going to cause a little bit of contact. V12 man it. V12 man lagging. Goodness me. I'm going to warn him again. Dear me. I do apologise to anyone that is out on track that will receive this message. At the same time, they run pretty much side by side going through the chicane there. V12 man lagging quite a lot. And it's all grouped up because Ballboy is now out in front from David. V12 man Lowheads has dropped down to fourth. Must have took a slow down on the straight. And then down the straight they go though. Ballboy leading 0.5 of a second, pulling away slightly in that Lamborghini. I'm just going to warn V12 man again about his connection. Hopefully he will take matters into his own hands. He backs off David, which is good to see anyways. So he backs off there, but that is a lot of lag coming from V12 man's end. Obviously drivers might feel that they are being affected by his connection, so we've got to try and take a decision on whether or not he should continue. He is in the party with me, so I can give him a message if needs be, but battle for the lead in the meantime. David is trying to find a way past Ballboy at the end of the Mulzone straight, going through now into the double right-hander. Ballboy will cover the inside line. David's trying to go all the way around the outside in the Dodge. He'll have that car side by side, but Ballboy will pull it off down the inside. A little bit of contact in the background. Boudet running wide. Lowheads, I think, just contacting the back end slightly. But Ballboy leading. as we are about 7 minutes through this race so far. Bullboy leading from David in second as they run down the Muldown straight once again. Oh, they run down towards Indianapolis once again on lap 2. We should get about 10, 11 laps, I think, out of this race. Lawheads and Kyle going side by side in the meantime. But Bullboy leading from David, the 12 man. His connection does seem to improve through that final sector, which is good to see. Of course, any driver, any pro driver, please clear your cache. Please clear your cache. I'll show you how to do that if anybody is wanting to do that after this race and if they're in Pro-Am. So I'll give a bit of a guide on that. Well, Stephen at the back, struggling as predictable, but Bullboy leading. Somehow out in front from David in second. Very tight, close-knit racing here so far in Global Hub Racing. The Bullboy leading, David second, V12 man in third as they come through the Porsche curves again for the second time. Bullboy will hang on there out in front. I'm just going to check on board with the comment section because I can see a few of you starting to get on board in this race. Let me just check the comments at the minute. Bullboy, V12 man's collection is very concerning. Also, did everyone crash into turn 1? Because I don't believe Bullboy will be in P1. I think just people went wide. Lawhead's right in the back of this front group now. So thank you, Jack, for those thingy. You can join the party, by the way. You have got an invite if you do want to warn V12 man. Bad his connection as David dives down the inside of the second chicane. David diving down the inside of the second chicane. V12 man going off track. Not sure if that was a bit of an AI issue going on there, but V12 man is in AI mode. I'm not sure if he's... Oh no, he's came back on now. That was a bit strange. David leading though on lap 3. Bullboy second, Bullboy down the inside, losing control of the car, and he goes into David, whacks him off slightly. He'll have to run over the corner slightly here, David. That was Bullboy losing the back end there, causing the contact. Bude, Lawheads and Kyle going side by side. Lawheads just trying to use his car as a bit of a battering ram here, as opposed to actually a car that is trying to defend a clean and competitive position for third. David is also lagging in second, but Bullboy at the minute leading, and look who is hunting round in the background. Deneen beginning the hunt round in the background, but something has obviously happened between Mushalot and possibly Dumlios, who was struggling as well. But Bullboy leads down the Muldown. Kyle trying to get past Bude running down the straight. We are nearly 10 minutes through Pro-Am, and if you're just tuning in, welcome to Global Hub Racing's GT Sport for Pro-Am for this season. But Bullboy leading by 6 tenths. The gap is being reduced as David now comes under attack, possibly from Lawheads down into the first chicane, the end of the Muldown, or into the first chicane at the Muldown straight. Bullboy hanging on in there and gains a little bit more time because David was a bit sideways out of the corner. Course drivers have got to take that slow down before the end of this race, and they have got to make at least one pit stop onto another set of the soft compound of tyres, which is the only compound of tyres that we are going to be running. Thumbs up to Billy, by the way. He's got fastest lap in the minute. There will be a fastest lap point on offer for the guys who will be competing here tonight, both in Pro-Am. Pro-Am, Lawhead's trying to attack David down the inside. Uses him as a bit of a ghost car there, to be honest. Lawhead's just losing it on the inside. David as well losing the back end, and that's the position lost. Could be 2 positions lost now because Bude has gone past him. Could even be 3 positions lost because Kyle is all over the back end as well. Very tight, close-knit racing here so far on Pro-Am. Bullboy's still hanging on in there. Lawhead second, Bude third. Kyle and David now going side by side down the straight. I think Kyle is going to back this off for the better. Not going to try and go for a move here into the end of the straight. Well, he is going to go down the inside on him. Might have just picked up a bit of a thingy. We have lost somebody. Bullboy has gone off. Bullboy has gone off. Lawhead's apologising there, I think, for contact made. And Lawhead's might need investigating after this race, to be honest. Of course, saving replays will be occurrent, and I will have a look at the action, of course, during the week. And talk about any penalties that have been given out. But Bude now leads. Coming back, Lawhead second. Kyle third, David in fourth, but it's good to see that Lawhead is actually taking precedence of that mistake that he's granted. Of course, I don't like to see people commenting during the race because it does throw them off their momentum. Kyle tries to nip it down the inside of Lawhead's. Bude loses control of the car in front, just losing a little bit of time. Bude leading. Lawhead second. That dodge is quite quick in a straight line. Lawhead is trying to get now into the slipstream of him to try and get a run up into the Porsche curves, but that's not going to be happening at the minute. But the Belgian now leading and beginning to pull away slightly. He's got about a second lead. Kyle now down the inside of Lawheads into the Porsche curves. Trying to get the move done. Lawheads will give him room. Oh, nearly losing it on the curb. And Kyle's got past around the outside. Lovely move there by LK Kyle. Into second place he goes. Lawheads is trying to attack that car down the inside, trying to find every gap necessary there as possible. David right on the back end as this, as Lawheads tries to go again side by side just in behind. I think he shouldn't try and rush into the moves here, but looking at likely that the guys in behind, Deneen begin to catch up, V12 man also begin to catch into this as well. Just beginning to let Boudet get away. Kyle could be holding up a little bit of a train here if these two especially start battling. They come out of the exit of the final chicane. Onto lap 4 they go, and it's Boudet who leads with a new fastest lap of the rest of 3:59.2 round here, going great guns early on the Belgian in that Dodge Viper, and the Dodgers are going to be scoring quite high points here. Kyle in second, Lawheads in third. They go into the chicane once again. Looking quite nice. RIP Nicky Vado appearing on the right hand side of the car, on the side of the car, on Kyle's car. And of course, they are sponsored by One Mic, One Wheel and SL Motorsport. Currently, all 12 drivers that have participated and have entered this race are still continuing. And I will go down the order in a little while. As long as we don't get a battle. Lawhead's just losing it on the curb there. That's going to cost him time. Boudet is being cost time here as well, because Kyle now beginning to close in on Boudet. Just edging towards under a second. Lawhead's trying to get into the slipstream of Kyle. He will begin to close up. He's now fully in that slipstream. The Audi R8 is quite of a tank down the straight. David is also trying to close in behind as well. Kyle could be quite vulnerable leading into the second chicane. Lawhead's just backing off. Doesn't want to go for the move. David just running over the curb slightly. Boudet, Kyle. Oh, and there's David into the wall in the background. David in the wall in the background. That's going to cost him time to like to be 12-man Deneen and Bullboy in behind. Billy and Mushlop, Dunley, sorry, got no ID, and or Stephen now a minute off the pace. And that is the rundown of the field. But now Lawhead's beginning to attack the back end. I'm just going to quickly jump off and go into spectate mode so we can actually go on board with Lawhead as he comes down side by side, down into the braking zone. Kyle's just going to turn him into him slightly. It might have been Kyle's fault. Slightly there, yeah, well. But Boudet leading 1.5 seconds out in front, taking a deeper line going in towards the end of the Multan straight. Lawhead's now second, Kyle in third. I think it was more him turning towards the inside, and Lawhead's been ahead going into the corner there. That was my own opinion on it. I'm not sure what you guys think, of course, in the comment section, because you were right on board with the action there. The Boudet leading, it's all just spread out just slightly at the minute. It's all just spread out a little bit. That's just all gone a little bit boring. Bullboy trying to catch the back end of Deneen, actually. We are 15 minutes through this race, so nearly halfway through. Boudet leading from Lawhead's Kyle. Then it's David in fourth, the 12-man Deneen, Bullboy, Billy filling out the top 8 at the minute. Bullboy now trying to get on the back end of Deneen, running down the straight. McLaren against Lambo. I know who I'd be favouring at this stage, because here comes Bullboy now going round all the way around the outside. He's got to get that move done. Bullboy now getting in a position. He's up to 6th in that Lamborghini. Deneen's going to try and attack him down at the inside of Indianapolis. Makes contact with him, side-by-side contact. Might have to give up that position slightly. I think he might be obliged to give up that position. But now Deneen on the inside. Bullboy trying to get the inside line. Deneen running off into the gravel in position, getting there for Bullboy. And now he goes flying off into the distance. Mushalot and Dumlios looking quite close here at the end of the Multan. Going into Indianapolis, this is. Mushalot struggling slightly. But of course, in 9th, hanging on to that final point scoring position with Dumlios at the minute. Well, Stephen going for the wooden spoon at the minute. Lawhead has now dropped Kyle by 2.4 seconds. And Boudet currently now coming under some sort of pressure. He goes miles wide going through the corner there. Thought he was going to go way out wide. Did well to recover that into the white lines of the track. And we should be getting pit stops now. Yeah, Lawheads is coming into the pits this lap around. Kyle not coming in. David is though, and crashes going into the pit lane. Yes, you've got to brake for that pit lane. Goodness me, if anybody is watching from Pro, that is not how you do the pit lane here in Circuit de la Sarthe at Le Mans. Goodness me. Now Boudet's got a bit more of a clear air. Kyle can now begin to attack. Of course, these guys have opted to go a little bit later going into thingy. Lawheads could have easily managed another lap out of those. Again, same with David, I think. David more might have struggled in that final sector around this track. We'll just gone a little bit quiet now. Boudet in the way, Kyle second, V12 man now in third, Ballboy fourth, Deneen in fifth. Billy's running quite strong so far in sixth. Audi's doing quite well. Mushalot, so I got no ID. Mushalot, anybody coming out the pits yet? Nope. Nobody coming out the pits yet. Lawheads is out of the pits now. We can't go on board with him. So that's how we got no ID. There's Lawheads in the foreground and the background of shot there, just coming out the pit lane. So I got an ID is out behind him, so he's in ninth. David's just coming out of the pits in 10th behind him. Dumlios in 11th. Has also pitted, no Stephen just coming through the Porsche curves in 12th position. Nothing really happening at this stage. We'll go board with the leader then, who's got 4-10 slowdown penalty, the Belgian, to approach halfway here in the inaugural running of the GHR GT3 Championship Pro-Am Series. Boudet leading the way, 3.7 seconds is the gap. But that gap is just fluctuating slightly. Kyle now is just trying to maintain that gap. The Aston is quicker in a straight line compared to the Dodge, so he's just beginning to edge that a little bit closer. There he is in the background of shot. Then V12 man in third, just briefly in the background of shot there, just coming over the rise. But Boudet leading. 3.7 seconds, getting caught slightly on the curb. These guys, of course, going for an extra lap compared to the likes of Lawheads and Dumlios. These guys are going to have to manage their tyres quite considerably. They should be fine, I think. It's around about 2 minutes away from the end of the lap, so it should be fine for these guys. However, Boudet has just entered 10 litres of fuel left. That's why the red has came on the bottom, as you can see, next to the tyres. Fuel light has now came on. That means 10 litres of fuel left for the guys out on track, and currently Boudet is that guy out on track, out in front. But Kyle just edging a little bit closer, getting a better run out of the right-hander there, coming down towards Indianapolis. Then we have another check on board with comment section. Hopefully you are all enjoying the racing that's happening out on track tonight. Can't wait to run in Pro, says Road Rage Dudes. I think that is SDM Reds in the comment section there, if I was taking a guess at somebody. Boudet's fuel is looking quite bad. He's got about, I would say, 7 litres left from this stage. He should be fine. I think he'll get to the pits with 2, maybe 1 litre of fuel left. He should be fine. Got a minute to go roughly from this point to the pit lane, so he should be fine. But looking at the minute, it's Boudet who leads, 3.5 seconds. That gap again is just fluctuating, 3.6. Kyle has gained a 10th so far this lap. V12 man in third. Ballboy, however, much improved. I'm not sure if he's been doing practicing. Complete change from the GT3 test session that we did last week. But Ballboy hanging on in there in fourth, and he is catching V12 man ahead of him, which is quite notable. Ballboy obviously not really realising that the tyres have got to be saved here. Ballboy running round in fourth, and he is catching. We'll go on board with the leader though, because I have a feeling he's going to get to the pits with 1 litre of fuel left. Boudet now coming into the pit lane. We are halfway through here now at Circuit de la Sarthe. Boudet leading, that's how you take the pit lane. Kyle now coming into the pits. Ooh, taking that a little bit too quick. But he's in okay. 1 litre of fuel left for Boudet, 2 litres of fuel for Kyle. V12 man has saved up a little bit more, 5 litres of fuel. Ballboy with 6 litres of fuel coming in the pits. Deneen, Billy, of course, they don't have to change onto the opposite tyre. So, in case mediums, you don't have to change onto the mediums this time around. Mushalos has got another lap in him, but has just track extended like there's no tomorrow there, coming through the end of the Porsche curves. David is in behind, and he is now actually in the net lead of this race, I do believe. If Boudet was to stay in that pit a little bit longer, David would be in the net lead, because he has jumped Lawheads actually. So Lawheads has made some sort of mistake out on track. David now ahead. Pretty sure that was happening. And a very quick outlap here, I may add, from David as well. Boudet is back, by the way, is back out going through turn 3 on cold tyres. He has underfueled slightly. He will have to pit again. In 2 laps time, I would imagine he'll have to pit again. But Boudet has completely underfueled. In the meantime, if you're a Kyle fan, I'd certainly be looking him for the race win here, because Kyle going great guns, and now he is in the net lead of this race if Boudet has got to pit again. He has completely overdone his strategy here, Boudet. That fuel will go. It's guaranteed that fuel will go. So Kyle, I think, is going to win this. Full litres of fuel from here, I think, can manage probably to the end, I would imagine. If they have to go on for another lap, it could be a bit of a, what I like to call, a bit of a splash and dash. That is one term you'll be hearing quite a lot from me. Splash and dash, we will be seeing. Any close battles going on out on track? Yes, we do. We've got Deneen and Billy now going out there. Former teammates last season in TFRL Pro-Am. Now in GHR Pro-Am, and they go side by side in different cars. McLaren on the left, Audi on the right. Who's going to brake the most? It's going to be Billy ahead into the corner by the seams of it. They brake. Deneen trying to look it down the inside. Ooh, nearly having a go on his former teammate there. But Billy hangs on. So Billy's still in 7th. In 8th for Deneen. And it's quite still very close and compact racing, which is good. And I think definitely seen from the likes. He could have gone to the end with a full tank, certainly. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. He could have went to the end on a full tank. Is he confident, though, that he's not going to lose that 15 seconds? Because I think he will. He definitely will lose that 15 seconds. They come out of the second chicane, by the way, with 17 minutes left. It is Boudet who leads, Carl in 2nd and David in 3rd. Lawheads and V12 man just in behind slightly in 4th and 5th. And of course, if you are a Pro-Am fan, if you are a Kyle fan, I will be getting joined by Kyle in the commentary box for the Pro race, coming ahead in around about 20-30 minutes time for the Pro-Am race. For the Pro race, I should say. Bullboy right on the back end of V12 man. Billy's on the Billy defending off Deneen as well, going at the end of the Mulsanne straight. Oh, Bullboy waiting up for V12 man. I think he outbroke himself there, near contact with the guys ahead of him, who are now ahead of him, Billy and Deneen. That was very close. Could have just pulled off to the side slightly, but there was plenty of track for the guys to operate with. So we'll have a look over that. Might just be put down as a thingy. Sorry, got no ID. Billy pushing off Deneen there. No love lost between the two former teammates. They go side by side into Indianapolis, and Deneen's got that inside on, he's got him. Down the inside of Indianapolis, Deneen has got him up into 5th place. A little bit of contact, but he's just got to keep it calm, I think. Might be just losing his cool a little bit, but he's just got to keep his calm and try and close in on the driver ahead, which of course is Deneen. Bullboy now ahead of V12 man. It was a good job that he actually did wait up from that. Good sportsmanship shown there between Bullboy. We're now down to 11 with Sorry Got No ID retiring. But Boudet leading. Will he be coming in the pits this lap? Let's ride on board with him. He has gained the advantage slightly. Is he going to be pitting this lap? He does realise, no, he's got to pit next lap. Boudet has got to come in. He has overdone the strategy here, and he might not even be able to make this lap. He might run out of fuel before the end of this lap. I think there's going to be a bit of fuel saving here from his perspective. In behind, though, the current net leader of the race, 16 seconds behind, Kyle and David. Boudet obviously running away with things, but it looks like Kyle is going to be getting off to the best possible start at the minute in the Aston, as David as well has just made a mistake slightly in behind, running over the chicane. Lawhead's catching in 3rd. Deneen has just gone off there in the background, going way off into the gravel, totally overspeeding the car. Not sure if there was contact made with Billy there, possibly. Of course, we'll gloss over that and have a look after the race. Bullboy and V12 man are quite close here, 6th and 7th. Viper is too quick on the Mulsanne straight. Yeah, I think the Viper is too quick on the Mulsanne straight, but there are other cars here at the minute that are looking quite competitive running down the straight. The Lambo especially, I think, that Bullboy's running, looks quite strong. But of course, Pro Series will be coming up after this race. We are going to be going off air again. We're going to be going off air after this race is completed. No driver interviews. That will be forming up as part of a new social media outlook that we're going to be giving to the channel in the coming few weeks. We're going to be launching something brand new for GHR. It's going to be very exciting because I'm getting to host it, so we'll see what we have planned. Boudet 18 seconds now, that gap. Bollard's strewn across the track. Bullboy not providing himself with any sort of play that. But Lowheads is improving. He's personal besting through the second sector there. The third sector, I should say. But Lowheads running down the straight, reaching the end of the Mulsanne. It's Buddha who leads. Still, 18 seconds, probably 19 seconds now. Like the last time I went on board with him, but Buddha is leading nicely. He could go splash and dash and end up coming out ahead of Billy, possibly. I think that's where he's going to be ending up, or behind like the likes of V12 and Ballboy, which is not going to be ideal from his perspective. And as you can see, he's into the braking zone now. There's the red fuel light on, less than 10 litres left for Buddha. He has still got quite a long way of the track to cover. He is going to be so close on the fuel. He has underdone this quite considerably, acting as if a two-stop strategy will work. I think it's more one-stop round here than a two-stop strategy. You see quite a few cars now coming at the end of the Mulsanne straight into the right-hander, just using the back end slightly. Bullboy and V12 man, both of them are in the party with me, both of them running quite close together out on track, so this must be quite a sight for these two. They're only going to be 10 seconds behind the leader here, so top 6 really covered by about 10 seconds out on track, which is normally, it's quite closer than what we've had previously in Pro-Am, and hopefully this first race is going to be the breeding ground for some more clean and competitive action out on track later on. Lowheads catching David, went slightly into the gravel there. 12 minutes to go. Buddha leading, Kyle second, David in third. We should get 10 laps out of this race, I do believe. We'll have a look at the timings. I think we are going to get another 4 laps. Looking at my quick timings that I'm doing, I think we're going to get another 4 laps out of this race. So could go on to lap 11 with some of these guys. Obviously it'll be the front runners that go on to lap 11, like so possibly Dominios and Stephen might not end up going on to the final lap of the race, but the results will be counted after the race is finished, of course. Buddha coming in the pits. He's got, I think, 2 litres of fuel left. Yep, 2 litres of fuel left for Buddha. Very tight on the fuel. We'll see his pit stop now. Give you a great insight into the pit stop. So the crew is out in this pit box. It is about 20 seconds to get actually into the pits here. If you keep an eye on the time remaining on the right hand side, it is definitely something that you want to be keeping an eye out on. But there's Carl just coming around the final corner. Buddha has not even entered his pit box yet. Now he is. As I said, about 20 seconds coming into the pits from the time of entry actually into the pit box. And Buddha now has got to fuel up for splash and dash. I think around 60 litres would be perfect for him at this stage. Car's going flying past him on the left-hand side. That'll be Bullboy and V12 man going side by side pretty much down into turn 1. That'll be Deneen going past as well. So he's now going to be ending up well ahead of Mushalot here and in some clean air. And that was Deneen going past him. And there is Bullboy and V12 man just to prove. Ooh, a little bit sideways there from Bullboy. V12 man could have the run in the BMW. 13.2 seconds separating the top 5, top 6 out on track I should say. Billy running a very competitive 4th place at the minute. The Audis are going to be looking like they're going to be topping the constructors at this stage. And of course, brand new outlook to our championship standings this season. They are going to be done professionally and not by me. So that's a plus side anyways. But Carl leading. Just losing time down the straight. That Viper is very quick. I think I see him red put in the comment section that this Viper is very quick down in a straight line, down into the Mulsanne straight. David is serving up a bit of his penalty, as is Lowheads into the braking zone. But Kyle currently, a 4-second buffer is all he's got at the minute. David likes to have that back end out slightly, and I think that's going to be coming under pressure. Sorry, I've got no idea he's now left the room, but thank you to him for participating. He will get classified as in 12th place because he got past halfway in the race, of course, and that is part of our rules and regulations. Carl leading though, David second, Lowheads third, Billy in 4th. Side by side action though in between V12 man and Ballboy. V12 man never getting close to Ballboy for a move. I think he might be just trying to save up a little bit of his fuel, and I think that's a good strategy there by the BMW driver, the Brit, on his fellow countrymen ahead of him. I think he just realised the Ballboy might have a bit of a disadvantage, maybe trying to keep them tyres lit and trying to keep those tyres going. And indeed, those rears are acting up quite a lot from Ballboy's point of view. Of course, the tyres shouldn't be anything to worry about, but he just might just have to save and lifting course slightly as we come into the final. We're after the lowheads now, getting attacked by Billy. So both Audis are looking very racy here. Billy in the slipstream on his teammate Lolheads. Are they going to bang wheels and touch? Now Billy tries to go around the outside of Lolheads. They go side by side and it's straight through for Billy. He's up to third. He will get the slipstream off Deneen as well, David, as well, ahead of him. Boudet, by the way, he came out in 8th. He's now latching onto the back of Deneen, looking at the mini-map at the top right hand of your screen. But Kyle out in front, 5.5 seconds, looking quite comfortable out in front. David in second, but the real battle is beginning to hot up in behind. It's between David, Billy, Lolheads, Bullboy and V12 man also battling as well for 5th and 6th. All of this could develop into a very interesting 5-way battle, as we see V12 man just pulling off slightly. Not sure if he's made a mistake there or was serving up a bit of his stop go. One of the two, I think, quite likely out of those scenarios. Into the Porsche curves though, we are going to be getting at least 2 more laps after this one, so we are going to be going on for a few of these guys on to at least another 2 laps after this. In fact, it could be another 3 laps, I do apologise. It could be another 3 laps that we could be getting, and it will be. So this lap, next one, and then the next one after that, and then that will be the final lap of the race. So we are going to get, I think, 11 laps out of this race. Could be different, we could have 10 in pro. Billy is into the pits. Gonna go for splash and dash, late splash and dash. Lowheads is in as well, crashes into the pit lane. Crashes quite severely into the pit lane. The Audis have just underdone their strategy a little bit there. It's going to be quite costly. Lowheads could have made at least another lap. Billy opting to come in. Both Audis opting to come in there. There's Dominios and there's old Stephen, by the way, for anyone that is interested. But it is Kyle that now leads. And it looks like all of this is going to be his come 6 minutes and 30 seconds time. Kyle will be winning. And LK Racing will be on the top step of the podium. And will that be a sign of things to come for this season? Who knows? 7.1 seconds. David's just made a mistake going through the S's. 7.2 seconds. That gap is extending. Bullboy and V12 man running very close here. Lambo and the BMW. Lags begin to occur again on V12 man. It's been looking better than what it has been, I've got to be honest. But now V12 man operates out of the slipstream, coming down side by side, running down the straight. A little bit of contact there. A little bit of contact. V12 man backs off, I think, quite wisely after that contact, and just lets Bullboy gets on with it. Deneen has now left the session. He's had to go somewhere. Not sure where. Of course, we'll catch up with him hopefully after this race, after the rest of that happening out on track. The Pro Series race, especially. Bullboy coming under pressure from a very laggy V12 man. Once again, that lag is picking up, and he's trying to go down the inside. It is quite a bad thing to commentate on lag, but it does make for some fun action out on track. But David looking very vulnerable here. He's underdone this. David has completely underdone this. He must be running now fuel mode 6 at least to get to the end of this lap, because he's going to be swamped on either side here by Bullboy, who's down his inside, gets that move done before the end of the second chicane in the Mulsanne straight, and V12 man now trying to get past him in behind as well. David has completely underdone this strategy, and that dodge is going to be falling down the field as V12 man just waltzes past him as well. So now, both Bullboy and V12 man onto the podiums, and Boudet is beginning to catch. 4.6 seconds, that gap will close down before the end of this lap, and I have a feeling that Boudet will go to the end of this race and catch David, and possibly even catch V12 and Bullboy if there is contact to be made between these two. That gap though has extended out, coming through on the run down towards Indianapolis, Kyle. With 4 minutes to go, we are going to be getting at least another lap. We are going to be getting another lap out of this race, because time now running out for an extra 2 laps, but Kyle will lead them on to the final lap, which will be next time around. So we are going to be getting 10 laps out of this race here in Circuit de la Sarthe at Le Mans. Kyle leading, Bullboy second. He's just made a mistake, I think, there, and V12 man now trying to go around the outside. at the end, just going after Indianapolis into the right-hander. Bullboy again running wide. V12 man's on his inside now. It's very hard to judge if he's gone past him, and he has. V12 man has got that done. V12 man has got that done down the inside, but it's side by side now, running up towards the Porsche curves for the penultimate time. Kyle leading. There is side by side with David, who I think has run out of fuel. I think David has run out of fuel there in the background. These guys will have to fuel save on the final lap if they want to get to the end of this race, because this is going to be very close on the fuel. Not the tyres that should be worrying about, this should be the fuel that they're worrying about. Kyle leading, 25 litres of fuel left. He should be fine to the end of the race. Bullboy second, V12 man third, Boudet fourth. There is David. He has not run out of fuel. He was just serving up a bit of a slowdown penalty, but he's now got 25 seconds to Billy. He'll have to pit this lap, go for splash and dash. He could end up coming out behind Billy and Nullheads here. David is going to be aiming that car into the pits. He's not. He's continuing. What is he doing? He's continuing. He's going to run out of fuel on the final lap. What on earth is the Spaniard doing? Oh, unbelievable. As if I've never seen drama like it. David now is not going to be making the end of this race. I think he's going to be falling down, possibly down to 9th before the end of this race. Guarantee you that now. That'll be 7th before the end of this race. What on earth is the Spaniard doing? I cannot believe it. He could have just came up behind, tried to push the two Audis. Strategy mess up there by David VN. Both Lawheads and Billy changing positions. Lawheads now goes ahead of Billy. I think there was a bit of change on the in between the two teammates, who obviously are going to be in a party together. Is old Stephen going to get onto the final lap? We hope so. Dunmios will certainly be. Old Stephen's struggling. But running down the straight, V12 man has to attack Bullboy down the straight, down the Mulsanne straight for the final time here in Pro. Kyle leading, Bullboy second, V12 man 7 up his slowdown before the end of the chicane. That is cheeky stuff there from the Brit. And now, lag again beginning to occur on this end. It's quite disorientating. I do apologise if it is putting anyone off, but look in behind, because here comes the rampaging Belgian, who is on an absolute charge through this field, pitted after underdoing the strategy. A podium is very likely here for Boudet. The two in front of him are going to be going quite slow. A minute to go here in Pro-Am, and it is Kyle who leads. He's going to be securing this race win no matter what happens. I think now he'll be securing that race win. He's got 2 minutes to go from around here. Bullboy leading the pack in second and third, but watch out for Boudet in behind. Is he close enough possibly to get closer, and is he close enough to get that podium position and snatch it off V12 man or Bullboy? It's going to be very interesting to see throughout the next 35 seconds of this race. Kyle leading, but the battles in behind beginning to rage off. And it doesn't look like old Stephen is going to get onto the final lap as V12 man again lags and he's gone wide into the gravel. Boudet's just keeping it very wary. He was very slow out the corner though, Boudet, and that is now advantage to the guys ahead. Bullboy and V12 man, advantage to the guys ahead. Colleen, if you are a pro driver, by the way, get ready. I'm going to be resetting up the lobby very, very soon for the pro race. But the battle for the podium is on, and Boudet looks like he's serving up his slowdown. He is. V12 man goes into AI mode slightly. We're on the final lap, and now Kyle, as old Stephen, by the way, is about to come across the line. We'll come on board with him now. Old Stephen trooping along, 3 minutes behind, but old Stephen comes across the line. He gains a point at the end. Kyle, though, pushing this car to the end. He could run out of fuel and still win, because the guys in behind are looking quite dodgy. Bullboy especially in behind. They come through the Porsche curves for the final time, or Kyle does anyways, and he now comes through. He might have been ruined why on earth the decision was taken to go into Pro-Am. I think this is why the defending TFRL Pro-Am champion of Kyle is going to be winning here. He's going to be picking up a win in Pro-Am, and it looks like the guys in behind are going to be staying as they are. So Kyle now running round into the final 2 chicanes here in the Pro-Am series. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed the action unfolding out on track. We've got Pro Series to come after this. Carl ran the final corner. He's got a win here at Circuit de la Sarthe. Round 1 of the championship goes to him. LK Racing salute the air, and Kyle wins. With Ballboy V12 really attacking him through the final chicane. Ballboy, V12 running wide side by side. Ballboy gets it. From V12 man, Buda's across the line and falls, crashes his car, the Dodge. David has run out of fuel completely, and Billy's run into the back of him. Billy, I don't think, was aware that he's run out of fuel. Lowheads now going past him, and David being left for dead. Sad to say, I think he could have done better than actually park it in the middle. But now the two Audis are going to be going out at Lowheads and Billy. Lowheads and Billy coming around the final corner now. They're going to be finishing 5th and 6th. What could have been a podium for them, messed up by their strategy. Lowheads across the line in 5th, Billy across the line in 6th. David is getting overtaken now by Mushalot, who picks up 7th place. He's going to be happy with that, running round at the back of the field for the majority of that race. LK picking up another good point score there with Mushalot. David is going to be hanging on in there for 8th, and we're going to have to wait quite a long time for Dumnios. Going to be coming around across the line in 9th place, and I will unmute the guys in the party after that race. Thrilling action has unfolded out on track. Goodness me, Dumnios now just waiting on him to come round. Final 2 chicanes for the BMW driver. He is about to run out of fuel, but it's not as bad as David, who ran out of fuel completely on that final lap. Dumnios coming round the final chicane now. He is going to be crossing the line in 9th place. He's finished 1 minute and 40 down, but still, who cares? He's finished 9th. Dumnios across the line. We've ended Pro-Am there with Dumnios finishing, but it is Kyle who takes the win from Ballboy in 2nd, V12 man in 3rd. 2 of the guys on the podium are with me now. Ballboy nicking it from V12 man after getting 2nd in that race.
I can't quite believe that I'm in 2nd there. Being over 5 seconds off the pace in qualifying to somehow get 2nd, and I was leading in the early stages. It's just, I just don't know. I'm quite speechless really on that part. I have no idea how that happened, but I'll definitely take it in the end, beating a lot of good drivers here today in my first race.
Beating a lot of drivers, and the driver that you did beat for the podium was the very laggy V12 man. You were pushing him all the way there, V12 man. Talk us through what was going through your head going into that final chicane, gaining all that time, and possibly trying to have another lap to the end to try and get him.
Well, yeah, we was talking about fuel for, I think we ended the lap with around 0.4 laps spare fuel. I was watching Boudet behind because I knew he was quick, so I was just hoping he'd stay there. But I knew I was lagging a bit, so I wasn't going to make a stupid dive out of nowhere on the last lap, so I just said. But yeah, it was a good race.
It was a very good race. You were hassling them for at least the second half in that race. Certainly, I saw quite consistently. I am going to invite Kyle. I'm going to be ending the session now and ending the stream because we've got to change the title of the stream because we don't want to be running Pro-Am again. Goodness me. So if you are a pro driver, get on your tender hooks because we are going to be setting up the lobby now. There we go. Right, you're going to see me end the stream. So thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned. In about 10 minutes time we'll have Pro Series coming up. The likes of Swift. Who else is in thingy? Keelan's going to be there. I think Mr. Murdoch is not going to be there tonight, but Keelan, Swift, I think, is the battle we all want to see. Doug and Harris are going to be there as well. KNK Dot. Tune in for that. Thank you very much for watching Pro-Am, and until 10 minutes time, goodbye.